Once upon a time, deep in a lush green forest, there lived a mighty and cruel lion. This lion was the king of the forest, but not a kind one. Every single day he would prowl through the trees, his roar echoing through the valleys, and he would eat any animal unlucky enough to cross his path. The other animals lived in constant fear. The deer were afraid to drink from the stream, the squirrels were scared to leave their nests, and even the brave bears kept a low profile. The situation became unbearable. The animals knew they couldn't go on living like this, always looking over their shoulders, their hearts pounding with terror. So one day all the animals of the forest gathered for a secret meeting. From the tiny mouse to the giant elephant, everyone was there. They talked for hours, their voices a mix of whispers and worried chatter. Finally, they came up with a plan, a difficult but necessary pact. They decided to send an envoy to the lion with a proposal. Each day, one animal would willingly go to the lion's den as his meal. In return, the lion had to promise not to hunt or harm any other animal in the forest. It was a terrible sacrifice, but they hoped it would bring some peace and order back to their lives. The clever and quick-witted rabbit was chosen as the messenger. With his heart thumping, he hopped cautiously to the lion's den. The lion was sunning himself on a rock, looking as menacing as ever. Trembling, the rabbit explained the animal's decision. The lion listened, a slow, lazy smile spreading across his face. He was very pleased with the offer, a guaranteed meal delivered to his doorstep every day. It sounded perfect. He agreed immediately. To decide which animal would be sacrificed each day, the forest community came up with a strange lottery. They would all throw their garbage into a pile, and whichever animal's home was hit by the garbage would be the one sent to the lion. Days turned into weeks, and this sad routine continued. The forest was quieter, but a shadow of grief hung over it as they lost a friend each day. Then the inevitable happened. One day, the garbage landed right at the rabbit's burrow. It was his turn. But this rabbit was not just any rabbit. He was smart and resourceful. He wasn't going to just give up. He spent the entire day thinking, his little nose twitching. He didn't rush to the lion's den. Instead, he waited, lingered, and only started his journey late in the afternoon, arriving just as the sun began to set. By the time the rabbit got there, the lion was furious. His stomach was rumbling like thunder, and he was pacing back and forth, roaring with hunger and impatience. Seeing the tiny rabbit, he pounced, ready to gobble him up in one bite. "Wait," squeaked the rabbit, bravely standing his ground. "Your Majesty, please don't be angry with me. It's not my fault I'm late." The lion paused, intrigued. "Not your fault. I'm starving. Explain yourself, quickly." The rabbit bowed low and said, "My king, I was on my way here this morning, and I was bringing you another, much bigger rabbit for your dinner. But on the way, another ferocious lion jumped out from behind a bush. He snatched the other rabbit right out of my paws and declared that he was the new king of this forest and that all food belonged to him. The lion's eyes blazed with fury. He let out a deafening roar that shook the very ground. "What another lion dares to challenge me and steal my food? Unacceptable. Where is this impostor? Show me where he is, and I will tear him to pieces." This was exactly what the rabbit had hoped for. He quickly said, "Follow me, Your Majesty. I'll take you right to him." The rabbit led the enraged lion through the forest, deeper and deeper, until they came to an old, deep well filled with clear, still water. The rabbit peered over the edge and then turned to the lion. "Look, my king," he whispered, "the lion who stole your meal. He's hiding down there in that well." The lion stomped to the edge and looked down into the dark water. And there, staring back at him from the surface, was a huge, angry lion with a magnificent mane, baring its teeth. Of course, the foolish lion didn't realize he was just looking at his own reflection. He saw the other lion and roared in challenge. The reflection roared back. Blinded by his rage and his pride, the lion thought this was the thief who had defied him. Without a second thought, he gathered all his strength and leaped into the well to attack his enemy. Splash! The water erupted, and then silence. The heavy lion couldn't swim out of the deep well. He struggled for a moment, but soon he drowned and was gone forever. The clever rabbit watched from the edge, his plan having worked perfectly. He then raced back to the other animals and told them the wonderful news. A great cheer erupted throughout the forest. Thanks to the rabbit's cunning and bravery, the cruel lion was gone, and they could all live in peace once more. Brains had triumphed over brawn. If you enjoyed this story, please show your support by subscribing to our channel and giving this video a like. Thanks for watching.